to the cop stop. Cop stop. Gang, gang, gang. I got a waiting ring for my hoe, but she don't know. Yeah, did you just start in the first kick? I don't think so.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Poe Boys. Poe is sick, so his voice is trashed. I'm also doing a voiceover this video.
Okay, so we got Cole, Albert, Michael, and Rob. He's gonna follow in the Subaru. We just put a clutch in his car. He wants to feel it out again. Basically make sure the clutch is in good condition one more time.
So Rob is driving a WRX. It's a 2014. We just put a new clutch in it, and he basically just wants to get his car, the clutch basically warmed up and worn in. And he's gonna ride around with us, just kind of trail behind us. We're just gonna go on some curvy roads. He wasn't doing anything, so we figured might as well ride with us. He doesn't have a bike. He's planning on getting one eventually, I'm pretty sure. But until then, we're just gonna ride around, and he's gonna follow in the car. Cole over there is on the Bandit 1200, and it's a cafe racer style bike. Then there's Michael and Albert, which are both on Groms. And I'm obviously on the CRF 450X Honda bike, which is the Poe bike. We'll be making some Crack Rock videos soon for y'all that are actually wondering about Crack Rock still. It's just I got a lot more important stuff to deal with, being the car and truck, since both of them are down right now.
It's 93. If y'all need some, y'all can get some.
So we have topped up on gas. We are going to roll out and start the ride. So I've got a pretty interesting story for y'all. Let me just start it out with the truck that got stolen was not the F-350. That truck did not get stolen. However, I'm not clickbaiting y'all. I did in fact have a truck of mine get stolen, and it was a Tacoma. There it is right there. The Tacoma.
I can ride my bike with no...
So the Tacoma video where it flipped over was kind of one of the bigger ones that got me kind of on the map, I guess. It sounds really weird, but it kind of got me on the map.
No handlebar.
My visor came off. I'm like, what the heck? There's bugs flying in my eyes at the moment. And I literally am just riding with my visor. It just popped off. I tried to lower it and it just completely popped off. One of the tabs broke.
I think I could get it back on though. It's in there.
Let's not swear about these.
I honestly want one. Looks like I'm riding visor down.
But I'm just going to ride visor down for the whole way. I figured might as well. My voice is gone if you haven't noticed. I can't even make the Cardi B type noises. I can't. My voice is not there. Bet. All right, let's go. Okay, so to start it off, I had my Tacoma. My Tacoma thought it would be a great idea to basically put a rod through the block via rock. I high-centered on a rock on the highway that fell off of a semi-truck or construction zone or something like that, and it pretty much just pushed up into my oil pan and cracked the block, which the motor didn't blow up per se, but it did end up putting a hole through the block. So got a rental truck, which was an F-150, and I went about my day. So the truck, dropped it off at a shop, at a local shop. I've had some buddies get work done there, and they do good work. And basically, I told them, I was like, hey, don't start any work on the truck yet. I don't know exactly what route I want to do because I can put more money into it and try and build it to something a little bit bigger, which probably was going to be my plan, to build it with forged internals. That way I could put power into it. I just bought a transmission for the truck. I bought a grill for it, bought headlights. It was basically going to be done when I was done with this after we turboed the truck. So obviously at this point, the truck was out of commission. The truck couldn't drive because it was leaking oil out the side of the block. And we basically just took the truck, brought it into the shop, told him not to do any work on it. And I was driving around the rental truck. I told him I was going out of town for next weekend. And I was like, just don't start any work on the truck until I can get some parts in. I went out of town. My dad actually bought his truck at this point, his Power Stroke, the one that basically started the channel. And truck's there. They're like, oh, we'll just start work on it whenever you get back. So I get back into town. I told him I was going to get back on Monday. However, I'm driving through town on a Sunday. I get back a day earlier than I was supposed to, and I'm driving over by my house about 10 miles north of the shop. And I see what I think is my truck. And I'm like, that's interesting. That truck looks a lot like mine. Don't know why it would be there doing that, because I've never seen a truck like this in the town I'm from before, because mine's the only one that it was. That's kind of interesting. It got a little bit closer, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my truck. And I start shaking so bad. I'm with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm like, we really got to chase this guy because this is not good. I'm following my truck, and it's driving down the road. I don't know what the heck's going on with it. I don't know who's in the truck. Don't know who's driving. I call the police just so that they're there, so that there's a record of it. They go up to the truck. They finally end up pulling it over after we get into a different jurisdiction. So the cops had to switch me to jurisdictions, and I had to explain the story twice as I'm following my own truck. Obviously, I was shaking real bad. So I call the cops on this guy, and then the cop pulls him over, and he starts talking to him, and the guy says that he's taking it on a test drive. And I look at the truck, and I'm like, why are you taking it on a test drive 10 miles north of the shop? Like, where the shop's at? And you aren't even going away from the shop. You're coming back. So you just came back into town from something. So he drove way out into the middle of nowhere with my truck, came back, and I'm like, wait. This thing doesn't even have a motor in it. How is it running right now? Apparently, they already put a new motor inside of the truck. They already put a motor inside of it. They already did all the work before I gave them any authorization to do anything. So I was like, what the heck? Why are these guys doing this? Like, why are they doing this to me? What is going on? So keep going through, talk to the cops about everything. Come to find out, the guy does not have a valid driver's license that was driving my truck. It was the brother of the owner of the shop. He doesn't have a valid license. He has 2 warrants for his arrest. He had his daughter inside of my truck in the passenger seat. There is grease all over everything, and I have light gray interior, so there was grease everywhere, and there was still stains in it from whenever I had the truck after the fact that I had to clean out and get vacuum washed. On top of the fact that there was also sunflower seeds in my cup holder. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is my truck just completely being destroyed right now by some random guy who's driving it down the road when I didn't even give him permission to touch the truck yet? He already worked on it, and he turned on the highway. He also had bags packed in the truck as well. So we have reason to believe that he was taking my truck to Mexico, and it was never ever have came back if I never would have caught it. So that was by the grace of God that happened. So then I finally get everything done. I'm driving down the road. My girlfriend drives the truck back to my house, and then later on, the guy calls me and tells me that he's threatening my life. He said, you better be here with money, otherwise, like, he said some crazy stuff. Whatever it was a life-threatening thing, and I was like, I'm gonna make a police report about this, just because of the way he said it. It was very sketchy. All this whole situation was sketchy. So I just decided to make a police report about it, and I got pulled over. I got pulled over on my way to make a police report, meeting up with the cop that I'm making a police report with. He pulls me over, and he's like, dude, you've had a very interesting day. And I was like, yeah, I have. Why are you pulling me over? He's like, you made a rolling stop. And I was like, are you serious? And he's like, I'm not giving you a ticket or anything. Let's go over here and talk about this. Get the information that you have. And we talked to him and everything. I decided not to press charges on him for threatening my life and all that crazy stuff, because there was a lot of stuff that went down. And yeah, I understand. There's some statute of like, yeah, the truck, some people could say it wasn't stolen, but at the same time, why are you going to have your daughter in the truck? Why are you going to spit sunflower seeds in my truck? Why are you going to drive it 10 miles coming back towards the shop? And then whenever we get behind you with the police car, you take the highway and hightail it completely the opposite direction that happens to be in the right way of Mexico. It was just very sketchy. So I was like, let's record all of it. So I ended up doing all that and got a little bit of Snapchat videos. The guy ended up getting arrested. Of course, he had 2 warrants and he was driving without a license with a minor. Basically, it was just a big old cluster. Like, I don't know what was going on. The story was a mess. And my truck was stolen. I had so much stuff going through my mind at the time. But either way, I ended up getting the truck back, putting some wheels and tires on it, making it look nice, and then I flipped it over. And then the rental truck as well. I also took the rental truck and went to Texas because I had a blowout. I hit the side of another concrete block in the same spot on the highway, believe it or not. And it popped one tire and it bent a rim and popped another tire. So I put my spare on and in true Poe fashion, drive down the road with a flat until I can get another spare. Then drive to Texas, which is 3 hours away, the place in Texas I went to, get 2 brand new rims. Then I go to Arkansas, which is 2 hours north of where I'm at, and then I get 2 tires, so I have 2 rims and 2 tires, and I have $50 into all of it.
I can show you how to do.
Put it together, and slap it back on the rental truck, and no one was the wiser because it looked like a brand new truck. I broke it, I fixed it, nothing was wrong. So, that is the story of when my truck got stolen, and this is a video of me riding. Hopefully soon, very, very, very soon, I can get a GoPro set up working. To all y'all that comment, I need to try something different with the GoPro. I have tried literally everything. So I'm just gonna get a new camera. So if y'all have advice for a camera that I should get, please let me know, because I am really looking for one. That would be great if y'all can help me find one. But without further ado, thank y'all very much for watching. Have a great one, and remember to freaking send it. Car videos coming soon. Motovlogs, proper motovlogs coming soon. Y'all, look forward to it, and I cannot wait to see. Adios.